Proverbs 20, whoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp is put out in deep darkness. Now, I think it's really interesting. If you were reading through Proverbs and you got all the way here to chapter 20, you might think that this is just talking about literally your physical father and mother. But if we're linking it to chapter 6, do we have a different picture? Do you see the connection? Chapter 6 says, my son, watch over your father's command and don't forsake the Torah of your mother. Verse 20 of chapter 20 says, whoever curses that stuff, the father and the mother, the lamp, which is also mentioned in chapter 6, is put out in deep darkness. Wow, that is such a cool connection, and they're 14 chapters apart. But I really think they're talking about the same thing because after all, mother, father, and lamp are all mentioned in those 3 verses in chapter 6. And now he's saying, look, if you're going to curse, in other words, reject and say, this is no good, this is of no use, this is causing me my problems, this is the trouble. He says, now you are putting out the lamp, which is the light, which is the Torah, and you are now going into deep darkness. That's the cool part, the incredible, I want to wow you now. Look at what Yah did. It's his wow, not mine. If you can look at these topical teachings, you can see stuff that's within a chapter, or sometimes between different writers that they're referring to each other, and you go, wow, now I get it. Because he just talked about mother, father, and lamp. And if I had not been in chapter 6 and seen him do exactly the same thing from verse 20 to 23, I would have thought, wow, if you don't treat your parents right, your lamp is put out in deep darkness. What if my parents are a mess? Ezekiel 18 tells you that you could have parents that are completely in sin and you're still responsible for what you do. Okay, their sin is not held against you. You could also have awesome parents, and their goodness is not credited to you. Okay, Ezekiel 18 explains all that. But here we have, if you curse your father, we go back to what was said in chapter 6, or your mother, okay, we're talking about not forsaking, binding around your neck, and all those other things, binding to your heart, and tying around your neck, etc. Now you can see why your lamp, which is the result of all that, which is the Torah, would now be in deep darkness. It's put out in deep darkness. So deep darkness came and smothered the light, is what it's saying, deep darkness. I would say that here deep darkness is not just darkness, because darkness in general cannot put out a light. A light will shine in any level of darkness. Deep darkness here, I think, is a darkness by choice, because you're cursing mother and father, so you're choosing to not see the light. You're choosing that darkness. That should be really, really frightening. Okay, you should not want to do that.